People of the internet, welcome back to another video. It is I, Don Thomas, back in here with another one. As always, folks, the likes, the comments, the subscribes are all greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for the support on this channel. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today's topic, folks. Of course, you guys, I'm sure, are aware by now of the news that has taken place over on the West Coast. Things are looking a little bit scary on that side, folks. I'm not going to lie. A bit concerned. Play the clip, of course. I'm sure you guys have seen plenty of clips on the internet by now. But I want to expound on this a little bit, man, and kind of dive in a little bit in terms of what's the takeaway value of this whole debacle over on the West Coast. Let's watch a clip. It comes from CBC News. Kind of has a visual depiction of everything that's going on the West Coast. Let's take a look.
Wildfire smoke once again rolling over the hills of Southern California. Of course, the flames are back too. Burning homes, forcing thousands of residents in this affluent LA suburb to get out again, a dance they know all too well.
We have seen that before, so nothing new to us for the last 32 years that I've been here. We have everything in the car, you know, the silverware, the money, the passport, and everything ready to go.
But leaving easier said than done. Residents forced to abandon their cars and flee on foot.
Can I just leave my car right there?
Where's your car?
The cop say you have to leave, and I leave my car right there because
So, what happened?
there's a lot of fire right there.
Some evacuees separated from loved ones as they rush to get out.
The evacuating is really very difficult, and 3 miles up the hill they didn't know if they get stuck in traffic or not. So here we are separated, but we're in communication by phone.
Even the president unable to take off, Air Force One grounded in LA by the fires. The flames here driven by winds topping 160 kilometers per hour, a gale strong enough to blow over a semi. And those winds aren't expected to stop blowing anytime soon.
This is like right at my doorstep. So, guys, I love you, but pray. I'm praying, but God doesn't stop this wind.
Well, firefighting in this part of the world seemingly never ending these days. There were more than 8,000 wildfires in California in 2024. This fire, the first significant one of 2025, won't be the last.
A bunch of mixed reactions as I watched that clip. Of course, one in particular is as people are fleeing the scene, reporters asking people, "Oh, what's going on?" And I gotta give news reporters that be on site some type of credit, bro. Like, what's the salary of a news reporter that's on site? You know, not in like in a broadcast room. I mean, this is neither here nor there, but imagine evacuating a scene, try to get out, and people are coming up to you with a microphone. "Hey, so tell me about your what? Leave me alone." Like, oh no, that kind of blew me. Like, and it's one person it's one thing for the reporter to be asking questions in that type of scene, and then for another person to actually stop and answer the questions. Yeah, so what? I don't know, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. There's a bunch of different scenes that I've been seeing, folks. Of course, I'm sure you guys have been seeing some of this stuff as well too, all throughout social media. Here's the takeaway, at least for me, folks. Again, a series of different mixed emotions as I'm watching this. I used to live in LA, maybe around like, this is like 2013, 2014, no, like 2015, 2016, 2017, around that time. It's been some time. I lived out there for a little bit. Just cool, quite the experience. Not the best experience, to be completely honest, but I have my thoughts about LA, specifically LA. Of course, you're seeing these things as of the time of recording this video. Of course, news is actually been updated that there's been more fires. Of course, actually specifically in that Hollywood area. I think I even saw something about like the Hollywood sign being at a threat of danger, which is one of the staples over in the West Coast. It's looking very, very apocalyptic. And a lot of people say, of course, the conspiracy theorists are gonna have a ball with this one, the doomsday preppers and this, that, and the other, which I'm familiar with those narratives, that rhetoric on that side. Is it the end of days? Maybe. Does this situation that's happening over in the West Coast align with some of my thoughts of what I've been saying for some time now, for some years? It does. Been saying it for some time. I'm under the impression that all our timers should have started. My timer has started in terms of when I thought catastrophe would strike. I don't know in what form, but I have been predicting for some time now, but between the years of 2025 and 2035, we were going to see maybe a series of different events that were going to set us back in terms of how we live our day-to-day lives. It's only January, folks. It's January 8th, and I've lost count about how many things have been taking place in the world, which would almost act as an argument in favor of folks that are saying that we are living in the end times. I'll say this, a couple different things. Living on the West Coast, living in LA specifically, I always said this as folks as well too. I'm sure I've said this on this channel before. There's two places in America that I would not want to live in times of catastrophe. LA, specifically, and New York City. LA, in terms, of course, you heard one of the gentlemen in that clip was saying that this is nothing new to them. He's been here 20, 30 years, this and the other. LA is prone to wildfires and is prone to homelessness and dry, rough air, this and the other. So LA, of course, we've been hearing about the destruction or the decay for some time in the West Coast. But I always wondered, man, if, as they say, shit was to hit the fan and you had to put together an exit strategy, whatever the case is, I don't want to start in LA. I don't want to have to figure out and navigate my way out of LA. Of course, you hear about the traffic all the time. You hear about, all these other things, this and the other. It just doesn't seem the most feasible way to put a play together. Now, you can argue and say, man, that could be anywhere. You could be in Arizona somewhere and still have a hard time navigating and maneuvering this and the other. But there's been talks of like looting and rioting, and I'm hearing there's arsonists. I'm hearing that the people are starting fires. I think I even saw a clip somewhere that people are actually starting fires, more fires. So it's not just the wildfires, I guess, that are happening from the air, whatever the case is. And I have some theories on that as well too, man. Of course, you're hearing that there's a shortage of water. There's a shortage of firefighters. The winds are going to be picking up in the San Diego. There's a lot of things. I could go down the conspiracy theorist rabbit hole. I'm hearing people, people's houses are burning. I'm hearing about like insurance claims, this, that, and the other, people intentionally, this, that, and the other. I don't want to necessarily speculate on this because I do know it's a trying time for a lot of people, and I kind of want to be sensitive to that. But as I usually do, man, I like to think critically in terms of everything that we're seeing in the world and our media and things of that nature. And I don't know. This whole situation kind of aligns with what I had already predicted was going to be taking place starting this year. New York is another place that I wouldn't choose to be at in terms of just its congestion and having to maneuver my way out to safety if need be. Just because of the amount of people and the means of transportation. New York City, of course, you guys are all familiar. It's very congested, very bumper to bumper, as they say. You got trains, people on the ground, this and the other. They're just like, again, if shit was to hit the fan and they were like, all right, ready, go, get to safety. It's just like you got to maneuver through a lot. And again, you would have to maneuver through a lot anywhere, but it's just like the level of difficulty I would assume that comes with maneuvering your way through LA and New York as opposed to anywhere else is going to be a little bit difficult. But again, that could be neither here nor there. I pose the question again, folks. Are we living in the end times? It's quite an apocalyptic scene, so as they were saying, which makes me just kind of wonder, man, what the hell is going on? Seeing clips of bulldozers moving cars. What's this one clip I have here? Let me take a look here, man.
Yeah, I want to take you here live right now. So this is Pacific Palisades. All of these cars were ditched. So all of the drivers panicked. They took their keys. This is Palisades Drive as well as Sunset Boulevard. This dozer is just moving these vehicles.
Pause. You know what's so interesting about this whole scene, bro? Look at the vehicles in this scene here. And this goes back to what I be saying. These worldly possessions. Mercedes-Benz, I don't know which specific one that is. I got a Tesla back here in the back. Another Tesla. Being moved by a bulldozer. All are stagnant on the road. Some people work their whole lives, saved up X amount of dollars to buy these things. Of course, I see a Toyota back there as well, too. But these worldly possessions, houses with 100 rooms, cars, 6-figure, 7-figure cars. In the Palisades, of course, this area in LA that they're speaking about is an affluent area, as you heard the reporter say. It makes you just kind of wonder, man, these worldly possessions, these things that can be gone in the blink of an eye by fire. People are being told to, hey, leave your car, get out of here. Park your car in the middle of the street and run. I'm not here to make people feel bad about their accomplishments, whatever the case is, but it's just a lesson of mindfulness, I think there's the method of, I think, a lot of the times, especially in areas that are super affluent, some people feel like there's a level of greed, there's a level of gluttony, excess, and spoils. And then we look down on people who don't have those things and this, that, and the other. But look how easily the playing field could be leveled. Look how easily the haves could be in the same predicament as the have-nots in a blink of an eye. And this is a lot of things that I've been kind of pondering on myself, man. I think we're in a time right now where I had this thought as well too as I was watching this. I feel like some people rejoice during these situations as well. I feel like some people like destruction. I don't think it would be a reach to say that I'm sure there's people that are happy that this is happening in those areas there because of just the things that we know are associated with Los Angeles. If you know, you know. I guess just celebrity culture. People are saying it's super demonic and this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other. I'm not here to speculate on that necessarily, but there's some people that are not shocked. Again, maybe it's just the history of that area. It's always known to have earthquakes and fires and this, that, and the other, but just like the imagery, the moral of the story behind all of this is what's kind of striking me the most during these times. And it's only January. It's only January, folks. And it's just been one thing after the other. If you were one of those people that thought that we were in the end times, you would have a lot of ammo to back your claim in thinking so. And again, it kind of aligns with my thoughts as well too. As I always said, hey man, start your timers. Things are going to start getting a lot dicey. I have a lot of ammo to back my claim in thinking so. It's not a reach anymore to say, hey man, like you can't look at people weird anymore for saying I think we're in the end times. If I was to tell you, hey, I think we're in the end times, look how much examples I have to lean on. Scary out here, man. And which brings me to my next point. What do you do moving forward? What are your intentions? What are your goals? What are your aspirations in a decaying society? I thought about this, man. I've been thinking about this a lot, man. Like a lot of these people, I'm sure the people that are out there in Hollywood and what are the case of people are chasing their dreams, people are living well, or what are the cases and the other. I'm sure they went to sleep the day before and thought nothing of this. They didn't know they were going to wake up to disaster and having to flee their homes. There's dreamers right now that are trying to be actors and make it in Hollywood one day and become artists and entrepreneurs, whatever the case is. And it's just like the times that we're living in now kind of stifles any type of plan that you might have, myself included. I'm literally living day by day. Day by day. I tweeted this the other day, man. Gone are the days where you ask a person, hey, what's your 5-year plan, buddy? You know how back in the day, like somebody would ask you, yeah, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? What? Any of you, is there anybody out there that can confidently say where they see themselves in 10 years, 5 years, a week? The times we're living in, I can't tell you what I got planned for next week. Maybe. You see what I'm saying? I might be doing that. I might not. Who knows what I'm going to wake up to when I wake up each morning? Every day we wake up, first and foremost, is a blessing in itself to be able to wake up and have the breath of life and open your eyes. It's just like, what are you going to open up your phone to see the next headline read? What's going to be the next catastrophe that you're going to wake up to that's going to affect you? A lot of people might think, oh, I'm nowhere near the West Coast. I have nothing to worry about. I said this in another video, man. I think on my other channel, what are the cases? It's just like, today it's them. Tomorrow might be you. It can happen to any of us. I don't think anybody's exempt from catastrophe. Whatever it's going to look like. I'm based out here in Atlanta right now. They're calling for snowstorms. This, that, and the other. I don't think it's going to be that drastic, but you watch other people's stories, man, and you take a little bit of solace knowing that, okay, cool, at least, that's not my situation, but yours might come in a different form. We got to be mindful, man. We're living in some crucial times. And moving forward, if you want to take my advice, I think we need to be more intentional. I've been saying this for some time, bro, but I think we need to be a little bit more fine-tuned on our purpose and our plans here on this planet. There's a lot of people that I come across on social media, just, casually as I scroll through my timeline, whatever the case is. It's just like, that's what you're worrying about? With all the things that are happening in the world right now, there's certain people that are passionate about the wrong things. It's just like, I don't know. And again, to each his own, I'm not here to shade anybody with the cases, but it's just like, of all the things that I know that's going on in the world, of all the things that you might know that's going on in the world, there's people talking about left field. Like, wait, what? That's what you're concerned? That's what you're pursuing right now? People living day by day. People are struggling. There's a rise in depression. There's a rise in layoffs. There's a rise in loneliness. There's a rise in illness. There's a rise in everything. And people are worried about guys, I think we got to be a lot more intentional. I know a lot of people people have different ways of coping through the madness. So I do understand that. So some people just block it out. People have different ways of coping through the madness, folks, and I get it. Okay, cool. You know, how I cope through the madness, and I might not look like how you cope through the madness, but I'll say this in closing, man, because I never want to ramble. What I've been learning about this world right now, me personally, on my personal journey, whether you call it my spiritual journey, my personal journey, whatever the case is, I'm learning this. Nothing of this world is here forever. We are visitors. We're on borrowed time. I don't know how many of you that are watching this right now believe in an afterlife. I do. I don't know how many of y'all believe in a spiritual realm and your soul and enlightening, whatever the case is. I personally do. What I've come to terms with, honest to God, this is a temporary experience. My goal, when this is all done, however many years God sees fit that I'm on this planet, I'm hoping that my soul goes back to where it came from, in the presence of God, if you want to be real. So it's just like, I'm not really fazed by the things that are happening of this world because it's going to be over. It's going to end at some point. That is a fact. So it's just like, I'm not here trying to gather these worldly possessions. Yeah, you see me on YouTube and this, that, and the other, whatever the case. And I like doing this. This is a fun hobby of mine. But it's just like, I'm trying to be intentional and add a value while I'm here. Because I personally do believe in an afterlife. I do believe there's something that's going to come after this. And I'm trying to see to it that my soul is in the right alignment to be in a good space. Whatever that afterlife might look like. If you believe in Judgment Day, I also believe in Judgment Day. I believe there is going to be a period of time when we leave this planet that we're going to have to answer for the lives that we lived on this planet. So all this destruction that's happening in the world is a reminder that, none of this is permanent. That house that I have, the car, the career, all these worldly possessions that can be destroyed in a blink of an eye, willingly or unwillingly, to your knowledge or without your knowledge. With your say-so or without your say-so, maybe we should shift our priorities and our intentions on other things. The type of person we were, our character, how we treated people, things that are going to matter for the well-being of your soul, the purity of your heart. You see what I'm saying? Again, folks, these scenes that are happening here could be any of us. Let's not think because we don't live on the West Coast that we won't get ours one day. You understand?
This is the view from an airplane from KTLA photographer Paul Sanchez.
This could be any of us.
In the Palisades, Sky 5 unable to fly due to a temporary flight restriction put in place because President Biden is in town. But this is
It looks like something straight out of a movie, and that's reality. So those are just my thoughts, folks. Let's be mindful of the lives that we are living on this planet, what we're doing with our time, the things that we're pursuing. Do they really matter? Ask yourself right now, the things that I'm passionate about right now, does it matter in the grand scheme of things? Are these feasible things that I could, am I chasing worldly pursuits? And again, I'm not here to shade what are the cases. We all got what we got going on, but it's just like, what do you want to accomplish in your time here? Is it to gather worldly possessions? Become a millionaire, billionaire? What type of person do you want to be? If your life was to end today, what would you want to have accomplished? What would you have want to experience? What awakening or realization would you have want to have confirmed for yourself if your life was to end today? That's what I'm thinking about. I'm not necessarily thinking about things on this planet. I'm thinking about transcendence. Again, that might be a whole nother topic for a whole nother day, but this is just a reminder to me that this world, it's temporary. It's fickle. The foundations that we think are firm beneath our feet may not be that firm at all. If you could wake up one day and your whole life be flipped upside down because of some fire, some wind, some water, some rumbling of the earth. You see what I'm saying? Those are my thoughts, folks. Of course, I want to hear yours down in the comment section below. As always, the likes, the comments, the subscribes are all greatly appreciated. I will catch you on the next one.